Nityanandam Paramasugadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganashadasham Tattvamasya Laksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Dam Namami. Nityanandam. Hi, this is Ma Nitya Oviananda, and I am one of the fortunate and blessed team members of Nityananda University Press. Nityananda University Press was founded so many years ago by His Holiness Paramahamsa Nityananda. Basically, Nityananda University Press, we are there to compile and share with the world the teachings of Swamiji. So many amazing and deep spiritual understandings, cognitions, and truths he is delivering to the world. So it's our job to put these together into a form of a book and content so that we can share it with everybody. Because his words touch your very being. See, the reason you should read books by enlightened masters is that the words that they utter are not just words from logic, just words coming from the mind, from the human mind. The words that they utter are from the superconscious energy, the superconsciousness of the universe. Now, there's two types of knowledge in the Vedic tradition in Hinduism. One is Paravidya, and the other is Aparavidya. Now, what we know of in school when we go to college, and when we study science or sociology or anthropology or biology or mathematics, all of the subjects that we learn in the outer world, so to speak, that is called Aparavidya. But what we are learning from the Shastras, from the ancient scriptures of Hinduism, the Shastra Pramanas, and what we're learning from the great masters, the Apta Pramanas, and what we ourselves, as disciples of Swamiji, we are learning from him, from his direct experiences in his life, and how he has experienced the Shastras, Shastra Pramanas, and the Apta Pramanas, his experiences that we are directly learning from, his own life, are the Atma Pramanas. And in turn, when we experience the truth of those, that becomes our own Sakshi Pramanas, that becomes the disciples' own experiences. Now, the two types of knowledge, the Paravidya, that comes from the consciousness space, from the superconsciousness, the pure consciousness of the enlightened beings, the avatars, the incarnations who have landed on planet Earth to teach us. So that when we read books by them, when we read their words or listen to their words, those words are not hitting just an intellectual level. Those are going and being absorbed into the very being, into our very Atman, the spirit, the soul, that source in us that is consciousness, that is connected to the one, the oneness space of Sadashiva, that pure conscious energy of the universe. So when we're on a spiritual path, and even if we're not, if we're reading those words, it does us so much good into our life, into our being. It does so much healing. And you'll start to see, as you read the words of the great masters, how it opens up your space and how the things around you begin to change and shift for the better. Because you're learning directly from them. And as I said, their words have an energy and a power about them. No matter how old or how long ago they've uttered those words, they're still relevant to us today. And time again, Swamiji is proving that. All of the things he's speaking of are already recorded in the Vedas, in the Agamas. Tens of thousands of years ago, those were recorded by the ancient rishis who saw those mantras from the cosmos and recorded them. So, those ancient rishis, those seers, they actually saw the mantras and the words. And then the Agamas, those were delivered by Sadashiva to help humanity, to give them that conscious breakthrough, that super conscious breakthrough. So that from going from as we started from the amoeba to the fish, from the fish to the monkey, and then the monkey to the man, having those breakthroughs one by one by one, now it is time for humanity to have that super conscious breakthrough. Because we're all hardwired with Kundalini energy, which is the divine potential energy that everybody holds inside of them. You read many different things online about how Kundalini is bad, and awakening your third eye is bad, and it's evil, and all of these things. These are coming from people who are A, ignorant, and they don't know anything about it, or B, they want to keep you from having those experiences and from knowing your higher self, your higher purpose, and from knowing the higher meaning of life and that connection that we have with the universe. They want to keep you from that. Because Kundalini is not a dangerous thing. It is part of our body, just as our blood is. The Kundalini Shakti energy is born with all of us. And it is the purpose of life for us to awaken that Kundalini energy, so that the Kundalini energy travels throughout our system, eventually landing in the Sahasrara chakra and uniting with the consciousness, and then having that self-realization while we are on planet Earth, becoming Jivan Mukti, so that we can enjoy that space, that higher conscious energy as it lives within us. And another reason you need to have a guru, a master who's already having his own Kundalini awakened, because he safely awakens it properly and makes sure that step by step, as she moves up in your system over time, that those energy centers are cleared. Because if you have an awakening through a trauma, through drug inducement, or through doing some practices that are not proper according to the Hindu tradition, you can have a negative reaction. Just in the same way that when people misuse things, it becomes a negative effect on the body, on the person. If you misuse things, even food is made to give life to a human being. It is made to nourish a human being and to give the body that energy to move. But if you're supplying your body with non-veg food, or food that has been sprayed with pesticides, or you're misusing the food by overeating and eating the wrong things, the processed foods, you're going to harm the body. So then the food is no longer supplying an energy, a positive thing to you. The food becomes negative. In the same way, you can say Kundalini is like that. If the Kundalini energy is awoken and misused, of course it is going to have a negative effect. But that is not her purpose. Kundalini Shakti is a living energy inside of us. And when she infuses into our energies and into our declarations and our positive declarations that we make for life, that energy allows things to manifest in our life. That is the science of Kalpataru, of manifesting your reality. So all of these amazing things Swamiji is delivering to the world to help humanity come out of the depression, come out of the tiredness and boredom that it's experiencing, and to help people have a more fulfilling life. You don't have to come and join the Nityananda Sannyasa Sampradaya like I am. You can simply learn from Swamiji at least and have him as your guide, your guru, your living guru in your life, so that you can enjoy life and live a more fulfilling way with your family and friends and with your job. You should have success and enjoy things, but from a higher level, from a spiritual place in which you're connecting more and more to yourself and going more and more to the source of you that is connected with all, with the oneness, with the universe. So, I really wanted to share that with you and explain how the books and the words of the masters are very important in your life. And when you start bringing all aspects of your life into a spiritual way, from the books you read, the music you listen to, the entertainment you have, you will see such a change happen into your life. And I really sincerely have been so moved and changed myself from where I started when I first came to Inner Awakening and met Swamiji in person to now. So many things have happened. I feel like I lived lifetimes already. And it's only been 7 years, I think. 7 years since I've met Swamiji and came to the Inner Awakening. I think it'll be 8 years in November of this year, in which I came from my Inner Awakening program. So much has changed. I feel lifetimes have been lived by me and experienced. So it is such a beautiful life to have a guru. And I'm sharing this because I'm hoping that everybody can meet Swamiji and just understand and experience such a beautiful energy and space that he's in, and to open up your own life to that conscious energy that is part of the universe and part of you. So please go to the links that I'll share with you and listen to some of Swamiji's satsangs. Go to the book's website, download some of his books for free, and understand what I'm talking about. See the different topics that interest you, and go for those and enjoy those. And I'll also include a link to the programs page where you can meet Swamiji yourself, or you can go to your nearest temple or center around the world and experience his teachings and the meditations and programs for yourself for the first time. Every Sunday Kalpataru is a free program, so there's no obligation to you except to yourself, so that you can start to enjoy your life. And if you're already enjoying your life, great, but imagine how much more fulfilled you'll be if you have Swamiji in your life. So I appreciate you all watching today, and if you have any questions, I would love to hear from you. Please include them in the field below. Thank you so much for watching today. Nityanandam.